This is the original arrangement on the steering column, which I didn't really like because the joint was quite a few inches away from where it fits onto the rack, so that increases the load on the bearings, and also the rack was standard rubber mounted, and so you could actually move the steering rack as well. So what I've done, you can buy a 36 tooth universal for the Triumph rack, and I've got this from Car Builders Solutions, which is a weldable piece of column with the 36 lines already machined into it. So I've chopped the original Ford part and just sleeved it, and we'll get it welded. I've just put a set screw in there at the moment, so I can finalise all the positioning of all the steering column. And I was also from Moss, they do a standard, well, they do a conversion for a solid mount on the steering rack. So I've actually put that on. So, yep. As you can see, I've had to enlarge the hole in the fiberglass and the subframe slightly. I'm going to have to modify that offside subframe mount at a later date for clearance. And as you can see, now I can unscrew the oil filter without any problems as well. So that's given me that much more clearance, and the joint is out now right down at the steering rack. So hopefully that may be okay. Also modified the pedal box slightly, and spaced the master cylinders slightly further apart because the lids were actually jamming on each other. And I've also put 2 holes in the bulkhead there in line with the master cylinders for access, so the master cylinders can be removed without removing the pedal box. And I've also put captive nuts inside the pedal box to attach the master cylinders, and I've checked the throws, and we're now going to assemble that and get that put in position, and hopefully we can sort the clutch out then. So that is the next job. I've done to overcome the clutch problem, because the pedals have been modified and the ratios are completely different. I don't even know what pedals they're off. I've gone up to a 3/4 diameter master cylinder off a Land Rover to give me more fluid movement, and I've made up a new clutch cylinder slave bracket. Also effectively changed the lever length on the clutch by making that little adapter block with a hole in it for the push rod to go into. And I've used a small slave cylinder from Car Solutions Limited, which comes complete with a push rod, and this I'm going to mount onto the new bracket, and this seems now to give me the correct amount of movement to disengage the clutch and get the pedal in the correct place. Yeah, so I think I've hopefully solved the problem. And as you can see, the hole at the end of the there, I can put the return spring and anchor it further back onto the slave cylinder.